Hello everyone, we are again meeting for tenses only. This time we are going to study and learn about future tenses, the tenses that tell you about a future activity or future state of being. Okay, I will jump in the lake. This is a future activity. I'll be happy. Again, a future state of being. So first, as usual, as you have understood by now, must have understood by now that all four tenses, simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous, are common in all three tenses. These four types are common in all three: present, past and future, and 3 into 4 is 12. So we total have 12 kinds of tenses. So simple future is used when an action is promised or thought to occur in future. Means something that you have promised or decided and are just thinking, both. It is an assumption that it will happen, children. Present is something that is concrete. It's happening. Past is also concrete because it has happened. It's a fact. But future is a promise or a thought that you think will happen. Okay. You assume it will happen. Okay. Now, subject, shall, will plus verb is the structure of simple future tense. Examples: we shall move to another city. He will come to New York tomorrow. They will make a phone which has artificial intelligence. Now, the structure of present progressive tense can be used when an action is promised, arranged, planned to take place in the near future too. What is present progressive? Yes, present continuous. We are moving to Texas next week. The bus is leaving at 6 p.m. So see, the future actions can also be expressed with this. Now the structure again: base form, bare form, V1 with the addition of shall and will and subject. We add not to will and it becomes won't. For negative, and will comes ahead in question. Now usage for action decided at the moment of speech. Now I am talking and I am deciding what I will do in future. That for planned future actions, for offering, asking for a request, promise, ordering, threatening. Don't threaten, but yeah, that's a use. For unpreventable actions in future, like I told you, the future actions are just in your head. It's an assumption, but some things compulsorily happen, like winter will come, summer will come, eventually it's a cycle. So some are unpreventable actions and some with conditional time and purpose and clauses. When I arrive at home, I will call you. So it is conditional time. For thought, predictions, assumptions, sureness, fears about future too, we use simple future tense. Future continuous. I had told you, you will see verb plus ing again here. So any future continuous tense is used when an action is promised, thought to be going on a specific time, context in the future. For example, I shall be sleeping at around 6 a.m. tomorrow. Pre-decided. But the action of sleeping will be going on. Yes, they will be playing at this time tomorrow. Action will be going on. She will be watching TV when I come home. I'm assuming, but the action is continuing in the future. I'm hoping it will continue in future. I'll be working in the office while you watch a movie. Sorry. Now future continuous tense. Again, let's revise the structure. For positive, subject, will, shall plus be plus verb plus ing. Then we add not as usual for negative, and will comes as usual ahead for questions. Usage to describe interrupted actions in the future. What is interrupted action? When you come tomorrow, they will be playing tennis. So they will be playing tennis when you come tomorrow. So the coming tomorrow is clubbed with they will be playing tennis to describe an interrupted action in the future. The both actions are going to coincide. To express actions in progress at a specific time in the future. At 12 o'clock tomorrow, we will be having lunch at school. So, specific time is 12 o'clock tomorrow and the action is progressing as usual. To refer to actions that are happening now and expected to continue in the future, too, we use future continuous tense. Unfortunately, sea levels will still be rising in 20 years. So, they are rising and they will continue to rise is what is expressed here. To ask a question politely about the future, to emphasize future plans and intentions, to describe atmosphere in the future, to express parallel action or series of parallel actions in the future, we also use future continuous tense. Now, future perfect tense used for actions that will be completed before some other point in the future. So action is always complete when it is perfect, right? Just that it will be completed in some other point in the future. The formula is pretty simple. We'll have plus V3. Past participle is nothing else but V3. And it will not matter if the sentence is in subject of the sentence is singular or plural because the formula will remain the same. Now, the parade will have ended by the time Chester gets out of bed. At 8 o'clock, I will have left. See, time frames are given when the action is going to end in the future. So, again the structure subject will plus have plus past participle. Then not is added for negative and will comes ahead for question. Usage to talk about an action that will finish before a certain time in the future. I told you by 8 o'clock tomorrow I will have taken off for Japan. To talk about an action that will be completed before another event takes place and to express conviction that something happened in near past. Okay, that too is done through future perfect. The guest will have arrived at the hotel by now. Now, perfect continuous tense, it is also called future perfect progressive and is a verb tense that describes action that will continue up until a point in the future. Now, as you know, perfect continuous is a tense where the action is in continuous till the time, continuity till the time it ends, right? So, it remains the same in all tenses, just that the time is different. Present, past and future. So, until a point of time in future that action was continuing and then it ended. Okay. And the formula is will have been plus verb plus ing. Root form of verb. When we describe an action in the future perfect continuous tense, we are projecting ourselves forward in the time, looking back at the duration of that activity, and that activity will have begun sometime in the past, present or in future and is expected to continue in the future. Example, in November, I will have working at my company for 3 years. See, the action started 3 years back and it is still continuing and will go on in the future. Okay, and what is the deadline that indicates the perfect? November. See, two time frames, one of start and one of end. At 5 o'clock, I will have been waiting for 30 minutes. Again, 2 times, 30 and 5. See, end time is 5. Starting is, I will have been waiting for 30 minutes. So, continuous waiting for 30 minutes. At what point of time? 5. At 5. Now, the structure again will have been plus verb plus ing, then not is added for negative and will comes ahead for question. Usage to show something that will continue up until a particular event of time in the future and to talk about something that finishes just before another time of or action. I will be tired when I get home because I will have been walking for over an hour. See, two actions. Just before, in one ending, just before another time or action. Yes. So one perfect and one perfect continuous, both in future. How do we know it is future? We can see will. So in all the tenses, sub-tenses of future, you will always find will and shall. Okay. Now we are done with the videos of tenses. Thank you so much. Now I'll leave you with this last slide that in one slide indicates all tenses, all 12 tenses. And children, the usage are not the point here, that what kind and the perfect usage are not seen in this slide. What you see are the verb forms, how the same verb is expressed differently in all tenses. That is what you should notice. The same verb study is used in all the tenses. So you see how study changes in all the tenses, and you notice in all continuous tenses you see ing, be it continuous and perfect continuous. If it is continuous, ing has to be there. If it is perfect, present, past and future, all perfect tenses have the V3. Yes, so you have to remember these smaller details and the structure should be very clear to you. So you can use this slide and fit a different verb and write in all the structures. That same verb you can write and fit it in all the structures of various tenses. That will give you a clarity of how the verb changes in all the tenses. Yes? Okay. Thank you. I'll see you in class. Take care. Bye-bye.